Alright, here we are. Next series, final series of the day, or bracket, semifinals between Gambit, Esports, and Vega Squadron. As we get on, right on into this draft. Take a look, Gambit, ban out the Night Stalker, the Tiny as well as the Tusk, picking up the Shadow Shaman and the Gyrocopter, a solid duo together. Gyrocopter in that safe lane position, 5 Shadow Shaman. And then for the side of Vega Squadron, you've got Sand King and Bat Rider here. As that'll be probably a 4 and an offlaner for Vega. They banned out the Omni Knight, the Bane, as well as the Enchantress. So let's take a look. Both these teams always want to fly G.
5 seconds remaining.
Always want to fly G, Cheshire Cat, Daxic, and Bignum. So then for the side of Vega Squadron, Poantimos, Undershock, Blizzy, Zayak, and Sioma. So, don't know. So it's Sioma drafting Undershock for Vega, Blizzy, and then that mess of a name, I assume, is not Poantimos, is Zayak, or Zayak. And then Poantimos is obviously last. So they've got Lockdown and Bat Rider and Sand King right away. Banning out the Legion Commander. You want to ban out that Legion for the Purge. You want to make sure that you can't get out of that lasso. Could throw an Abaddon in the offlane for Gambit. So they ban out the Terrorblade. Sand King and Bat Rider, two pretty aggressive heroes for the side of Vega Squadron, especially Bat Rider. If you're not too careful, if your opponent isn't too careful, all of a sudden, Bat Rider is able to get those stacks of sticky napalm, as well as Firefly on top of you, chase you down, get a couple early kills, especially with the Sand King getting that Burrow Strike. So let's see. Let's see what Vega Squadron want to go with after that. Shadow Fiend banned out. Gambit, not too sure how the... What's the name of... What was that? Always Want to Fly, who just switched his name to Insane?
5 seconds remaining.
I guess we're just switching names mid-game right now. But the thing about that is Bat Rider is going to most likely be up against the Gyrocopter and the Shadow Shaman. It's hard to get in deep. If there's a Shackle available or Hex, especially with Gyrocopter, he's got Flat Cannon and the Rocket Barrage early. So, I don't know if Bat Rider's going to be able to be as aggressive. For Gambit, they pick up the Kunkka. We'll see if that's 4-position Kunkka for them. Kunkka, Gyrocopter, Shadow Shaman for Gambit so far. Vega, they banned out that Brewmaster, and now third pick, they go after the Disruptor. They want to be able to get that glimpse into the kinetic field with the Sand King getting the Burrow Strike afterwards. Nice lockdown here so far for Vega, as well as for Gambit. I like that you'll have Homing Missile, some Gyrocopters. They do go to the max on the Homing Missile first. With X and Torrent, if nicely landed, you can chase pretty well. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Death Prophet come out for the mid lane of Gambit. You have that Spirit Siphon chase with the Torrent. All of a sudden, you've got Shackles to work with as well. You could also just throw this Gyrocopter mid, pick up a different safe laner. Gambit, they go to that Abaddon that I spoke about earlier. No surprise there. Oh. Pat on the back for myself to call in that pick. So now Abaddon and Gyrocopter. Tankiness in the Abaddon. Gyrocopter here in most likely the safe lane. They still need a mid on Gambit. I would like the Death Prophet for them. Let's see what Vega Squadron want to go with. They have some decent lockdown and some good chase. They need a mid and a safe laner. See if we see something maybe like a Sven or a CK come out. They've been quite popular in this region in this qualifier. Could also go with the Jug. Jug is usually nice in conjunction with Disruptor. Get that kinetic field to lock him in. Blade Fury on top. Especially that against the Kunkka isn't all too bad either. And they go with the Razor, which we'll see if that's Razor mid or Razor safe lane.
Seconds. 5 seconds remaining.
With the Razor here, a lot of time to get that static link out when you've got Batrider with the lasso. Steal that damage, throw it at the side of Gambit. They banned the Death Prophet on Gambit, actually. That was the pick I thought they'd go for over mid. We'll see what they want to work with this Kunkka Torrent X, as well as the boat Shadow Shaman with the lockdown there as well. We'll see if they go with another hero over mid that's got lockdown. Maybe they want to go with something a little bit more uncommon. Maybe a Viper comes out for them. Could throw Gyro mid, throw something different in the safe lane. Go for like a Phantom Lancer if you want.
Seconds. 5 seconds remaining.
So, Broodmother banned out by Vega. And last pick coming up next for Vega. And let's see if this is, in fact, safe lane Razor. Let's see what they want to go with over mid. Could see the Razor come out mid and then maybe something else safe lane for Vega, something that's got a stun on them, something reliable that they could use. And in the safe lane, that does entail maybe a Sven or a CK,
Radiant's turn to pick.
as well as DK. So DK picked up. That'll be mid DK, safe lane Razor, 5-position Disruptor, off lane Batrider, 4-position Sand King. That's exactly what I said they needed in a reliable lockdown. They get that in the DK with the Dragon Tail at melee range when he's in his normal form, in Elder Dragon form. They'll have it at range. They'll have the Blink Dagger getting picked up on Batrider, as well as the Sand King, the chase with the Glimpse. I like Vega Squadron's lineup right now, and yesterday against Team Spirit, they did show up quite well, to be honest. And they do have a decent amount of lockdown, but Gambit, despite that, will go for the Weaver in the safe lane, throw the Gyrocopter over mid, and that's where we're at right now with Cheshire Cat picking up the Abaddon, Daxic on the Weaver, Bignum on the Kunkka. Always want to fly with the Shadow Shaman, leaving G for that mid Gyrocopter. For the side of Vega Squadron, Undershock with the Dragonite over mid, Palantimos with the Razor on the safe lane, Sioma with the Disruptor in the 5 spot, Blizzy off lane, with the Batrider, and Zayak with the Sand King last in that 4 spot for Vega Squadron. So, we'll have to see how this works out. I like the Abaddon here with the Weaver. Gives them that protection in the mid-game when Weaver wants to look to fight. They have some chase on Gambit. The only thing I don't like is their lack of stuns. Of course, they could use the X and the Torrent. They have Shackles and the Hex. And the homing missile too, but I would have probably liked to see someone in the safe lane with another stun. A little bit more lockdown for them, something they could use to run at the side of Gambit.
For battle.
Dax Daxic in the safe lane for the side of Gambit here with Bignum. And I do think they have the opportunity for early kills with the Weaver. Of course, you've got the Shadow Shaman to work with, Shackles, Torrent, as well as the X to bring him back at level 2. Daxic, early. Could find himself a couple of kills in. If they get a Weaver to go off with the protection of Abaddon in the mid game, we could see Weaver have quite a game. But I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of lockdown here. Or not a lot of lockdown, but enough lockdown for Vega to really counter this Weaver. If they still have the Disruptor, he hits level 6. Glimpse into the Static Storm. I just don't know why the Weaver pick comes out against Disruptor, where that is exactly what you need to deal with a Weaver. A Static Storm in Glimpse with the rest of the team hitting away. It lines up stuns, it lines up lasso, it helps out. You could lasso in, into a Static Storm. It just worries me about this Weaver having a good game. He could have a good start. I don't know how he's going to do come the mid game. So they sent the Abaddon over in to the safe lane for now. That is going to be Cheshire Cat in the safe lane with this Abaddon continuing to be harassed by this Disruptor. Not something you'd like to see. Coming over mid will be this Sand King. So Zayak over here mid with Undershock. G in the mid lane with Insane. Burrow Strike hits on the Shadow Shaman to start. Undershock going first with the Breathe Fire, just trying to harass this Shadow Shaman out of lane for the time being, and you really want to open it up for the DK, but I think G should have a pretty decent time overall in this lane. I don't think there's much for him to fear, especially level 1 on the Sand King. This Burrow Strike not too long of a duration, and even if they do come in, you've got the Shackles to work with to lock down these heroes and then end up throwing the Rocket Barrage their way. Take a look over at Blizzy on this Bat Rider. Just trying to spot out Daxic, and he will end up getting these creeps pulled back. So they've got the Firefly. He'll pull them in, try to get the CS made up. He is level 2, so he's got this Sticky Napalm as well as the Firefly to work with, but the lane still opens up decently well for Daxic. He pulls him back in between this Tier 1 and Tier 2 to get it back to his creeps. And Daxic okay with that to try and get his last hits, get his farm up, and really not be bothered. And a Weaver getting farm early is not something you really want to deal with. Meanwhile, again, getting caught out right now is Cheshire Cat very low, has the Aphotic Shield, but that'll pop, and the Kinetic Field as well as the Caustic Finale are out for Vega. And first blood goes the way of Zayak. Zayak and Vega get this first blood, which is perfect for them. They want to shut down this Abaddon, not really have him being a problem to help out the Weaver in this mid-game. It opens up the lane for Plantimos with this Razor, who I think with the lasso as well as the stun from DK, the Kinetic Field, they have a lot of gap closers and things to hold these heroes on the side of Gambit in, to the point where the static links, I think, are going to be very effective. Shackles come out, Rocket Barrage used, Undershock just held in place for a moment while G gets a little bit of farm on this creep wave, but Undershock able to just salve up. Be okay. So Abaddon now level 2, has the Aphotic Shield as well as the Miscoil. His lane very hard, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him struggle up against this Razor as well as the Disruptor for now. It's a 1,000 net worth lead this early on for the side of Vega. You take a look at how this farm is going. Abaddon brought back with the Glimpse. You see how well it's going right now for the Dire side. They find Abaddon again. There's the Static Link. Coming through is the Sand King to try and find this Cheshire Cat Abaddon. They're not even going to need him. Palantimos with 2 in that Static Link, stealing 77 damage. and getting the kill. That's Palantimos now 1-0, and a Razor getting a boost in farm. Something that I think is going to really affect the side of Gambit come a little bit later into this game. So Ether Shot comes out. They've got the flat cannon used, but coming over invis is Sand King. They know he's there. So Zach not exactly able to make anything happen just yet. As they continue to throw the Ether Shock away at this Sand King over mid. They've got this sticky napalm as well as the Firefly in a lot of trouble as G. Shackles come through onto the Bat Rider, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. The Rocket Barrage, the Ether Shock gets the kill, but you end up trading a 1-for-1 right now. And ooh, tower avoided thanks to the Sandstorm, but the Torrent on point. Still not enough damage to kill off this Sand King, and it's just a 1-for-1. An offlaner for a mid, which is very beneficial for Vega, up 3-1. It's an early lead again with Palantimos just continuing to farm up over top, going for that Aquila first. And the offlane was the Abaddon, and Cheshire Cat just trying to find anything he can at this point. Only 6-0 compared to the 29-15 of Palantimos, and you compare him to the Bat Rider, who's 17-0, and now going into this jungle with the sticky napalm as well as the Firefly, bringing himself quite a bit of farm. And you want that early Blink Dagger to grab those lassos and be aggressive early for Vega. Gambit need a little bit of time to come online, especially with this Weaver Abaddon gyro combination. Go for those phase boots, then into the Mask of Madness for the gyro. But really, for the side of Vega, get Elder Dragon form on the DK, you can fight, you get the lasso on the Bat Rider, and Palantimos already level 6. If they do want to take a team fight, they should be all ready to go. X marks the spot with the homing missile. Torrent hits onto the DK. There's the shackle to lock him in. Rocket Barrage still low, but the regen's quite a bit, but not enough to get himself out safely. And then they look over the Bat Rider. Blizzy goes down to the Weaver. They even it up at 3. 2 big kills there for the side of Gambit. Kunkka down over bottom now, thinking about going in on the Sand King. You get into that Sandstorm, it literally sets you up for the Torrent. Now they've got the X. Weaver hitting away, should be another easy kill, and it is for this Weaver, thanks to the help of the Kunkka. So another kill goes their way. 3 consecutive unanswered kills on the side of Gambit. They're making this look easy, but again, they haven't really dealt with Palantimos just yet. He's continuing to find that farm, and we take a look at where he is on the net worth ahead of this Weaver. That's exactly where you need him to be for this Vega side.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Coming around is G as well as the Shadow Shaman, looking for a shackle, not trying to get spotted on the high ground. As Zayak goes back to the mid lane. Started to cut away at this net worth. Was about 2,000 in favor of Vega. They've cut it under 1,000. Gambit just continue to find themselves some open farm, find those kills. And now you're looking for the defusal early for this Weaver, now level 7. So he's going to be very hard to kill with the time lapse. They're going to need that Static Storm to even have a shot at this. And Sioma is just level 3, so it's some time away. I do believe that's going to mean Weaver is not going to go down for the incoming minutes until that Static Storm hits. He's able to safely farm here over towards this bottom lane. Throws out the swarm on these pulled creeps. That'll make it easier for the Kunkka to farm, who is a level 5, and you compare that to the Sand King, who is a little bit ahead now, looking for that Blink Dagger. They want that initiation. Undershock's made his way over top in the Elder Dragon form. They'll go for this Tier 1 tower. Nobody coming to defend it on the side of Gambit. will happily take a free tower, and using that quick 6 from the Dragon Knight, the Elder Dragon form, as soon as it's available to grab a tower is exactly what Vega need to do. They need to get themselves quite a bit of a lead. They need to push this experience on Sioma, otherwise they aren't going to get these kills. On to the Weaver. And Weaver able to move around freely is always bad news for the other team. If you can't kill a Weaver, he's going to find that farm, he's going to go for the Diffusal Desolator and be able to shred your team. So Arcane Boots picked up for the Kunkka, now Treads here for the DK. Smoked up is the Shadow Shaman. Got Weaver and Kunkka showing bottom. All they need really is X marks the spot to lock somebody into the Torrent Shackles. That's the nice combination that this side of Gambit do have to work with. So this isn't as easy as the Navi game. They changed all their nicknames. Sorry if I'm using the hero names. I know that's a little bit annoying to some of you. And based on yesterday's lineup is what I'm using. So I don't actually know if this Kunkka is still Bignum. Somebody said that it was Aloha Dance, but I'm pretty sure it's Bignum still. At least it was him yesterday. TP in from the Kunkka. They've got this Shadow Shaman. There's the X with the boat. Trying to get into the Firefly, and I don't think that was timed correctly, but you still have the Shackles with the Rocket Barrage, as well as Weaver coming over to get that kill, and it's 5-3 in favor of the side of Gambit. Very nicely done. There's the assist for Weaver. He's been involved in 3 of the 5 kills. Involved in 60% so far, as is this Kunkka and the Shadow Shaman. So G's finding that farm, going for the Mask of Madness first with the Phase Boots. Shadow Shaman just with his boots for now. Arcane Boots out on the Kunkka. And then, of course, the Weaver going for that Diffusal Blade. Already has enough for those 2 Blades of Alacrity. Just about finished with the Diffusal Blade already. There's the Swarm out to Blizzy to push him back. And really just trying to finish off this Tier 1. I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Gyro rotate. But for right now, it's Polantimos coming over. And having to back off will be this Weaver. They'll deny that bottom Tier 1. It's the first tower they're going to lose so far. Not really a huge deal. G forced to back off. This stack is very annoying. Especially these Ancient Prowlers. They suck. G almost dying just to Ancients. Uses that Rocket Barrage again as Mask of Madness up in just a moment. He'll use that with Flat Cannon. Just trying to clean up the Ancient stack. Work towards this next item. Trying to get that Hurricane Pike after he's got this Mask of Madness. Gets a little bit low, but down to 1 Ancient. Should be able to clean it up. There it is, easy. And you take a look over mid. Serpent Ward's placed down by this Shadow Shaman. Under shock. Yeah, there's no chance you're TPing out melee range against DK. And the chase is on, but the Invis Rune is so close. He actually grabs it in time, but Thunderstrike is out for the Disruptor, and he is able to just walk away. The Glimpse not actually going off in time. So close. Shadow Shaman able to walk it off.
Same as you, Giant Hunter.
Dire's top tower is about to take the plunge.
Throw a line to Radiant's middle tower.
So, Weaver actually deciding to go for the Lincoln Sphere first. Goes away from that Diffusal Blade into the Lincolns. Meanwhile, Vega just continuing to push this Tier 1. Undershock using that Elder Dragon form. Polantimos here. The rest of the team nearby. All 5 are over near mid. Look over the Kunkka. There's the Burrow Strike. Thunderstrike. Static Storm as well expended. And they'll kill off this Kunkka. And we'll be going the way of the Disruptor to get that kill. They'll take the Tier 1. Going back now will be Undershock as they're starting to lose their Tier 2 to this Weaver. Still a very close game, just 5-4, 13 minutes in. Top of the net worth is the Weaver. You follow that up by the Razor Palantimos. He's looking for the SNY early. He's gone for those drums, so the movement speed is there to keep up with this team. Level 12 right now. First talent taken was that 15 agility. Wow, 15 agility, level 10. That's quite a bit. And Abaddon, who had a tough struggle in the early game, has made his way all the way to level 9. And just about level 10 has the Helm of the Dominator ready. So we'll see how hard it is to kill the Abaddon now that he's got 4 in Aphotic Shield as well as 3 in the Curse of Avernus. With that level 10, he'll take the town to the 20% XP gain. So we'll see him bumping up there in terms of levels in the coming minutes. And now they've got the initiation for the side of Vega. Over mid, there's the X as well as the boat lands on the Bat Rider. Shackles come through, but here's Palantimos. They'll hit the torrent as well. Palantimos in deep, the epicenter blink. Burrow Strike comes out onto 2. Daxic's gonna lose his life. Now it's gonna be the Shadow Shaman falling, but Palantimos, he'll give up his life as well. It ends up being a 2 for 2 so far. There's the glimpse back onto G. Very low is Sioma. That puts him next to the tier 1 Static Storm place down. They'll kill off this DK, but now you've got, or they'll kill off the Gyro, or the Disruptor. Oh my god. Can I say any wrong heroes? And they try to get the kill on the Gyro in the Static Storm, but they won't kill him off just yet. The Torrent hits on the Sand King. The Sandstorm able to survive for now, and he's able to blink away. Undershock still in this Elder Dragon form, so having to retreat will be the side of Gambit. Oh my god. Saying 100 different names wrong, and they do deny this tower. Whew. So let's see. What do you got going for you right now with both over mid on Undershock? So just this position for Kunkka. His farm's quite nice. The Disruptor at level 8, so they got to try and use that Static Storm to kill off the Weaver. They had already gotten him down, so they didn't really need it on him. Meanwhile, this Bat Rider going for the Blink Dagger, switches over. He's got drums already. With that movement speed, a Blink Dagger to come, he'll be able to lock in, get these lassos. They've got Blink Burrow Strike as well as the Epicenter here for Sand King. Epicenter right now on cooldown, but I'm just talking about initiation-wise for the side of Vega. It looks quite nice.
Radiant's bottom tower is staggering.
Like a drunk
But Gambit, they're farming up pretty well. They haven't really gone after this Abaddon since.
Radiant's bottom tower
And with that, the Weaver as well as the Abaddon will come over top. Continue to push this tier 1 tower. The Torrent will hit on the creeps. They'll get this tower basically for free with nobody rotating from the side of Vega. And if Palantimos getting the bottom tier 1, but that's a tier 1 for a tier 2. Bat Rider, the only one holding the tier 3, doesn't even have the Blink Dagger yet. If they wanted to go in deep, maybe they'd have the opportunity to do so, but this early in the game, you want to sit back, try and farm out, get those next couple of items, and maybe not risk it going in too far. Go on into this Roshan. Serpent Ward's committed to this. You've got Weaver with the Swarm, as well as G just hitting away with that Mask of Madness, and just about finishing off the Hurricane Pike. Vega nearby. There's the homing missile. Sentry Ward's placed down by Vega. The kinetic field to lock them out. Epicenter charged up, trying to get a kill on something. The Burrow Strike hits on 2 with the Epicenter raining down damage onto the Kunkka. They'll take out 1. The call down comes out on a couple of these heroes on the side of the Dire, but the lasso locks in G. But Blizzy, that's not going to work enough. They've killed off Undershock. They'll kill off Blizzy next, and it is a killing spree for G, and a fight working out for the side of Gambit, even though it's a 2 for 2 trade. They'll take the offlaner and the middle laner down for the side of Gambit. Vega now down 3,000 net worth, and the first to 10 kills goes the way of Gambit. About 18 minutes in.
is a great conductor.
Gambit starting to pull away at about 3,000 net worth lead. As well as 4,000 experience, so they're ahead by quite a bit in terms of that experience, and Now, doubling back for this Diffusal Blade will be the Weaver as he's picked up that lasso not to get locked in by, or picked up that Lincoln Sphere to not get locked in by the lasso. So it keeps the Weaver alive when that's the lockdown they need to kill off this Weaver. But with Lincolns, it's going to be much harder to kill off the Weaver. Burrow Strike comes through. The dust is out. Onto the Sand King, coming over his Undershock, but he's forced to go into the trees. And he doesn't have a TP for 47 seconds, so he's got to be very careful. So Abaddon, with this skill of the 20% experience upgrade, is now level 14, has Vlad's, has Helm of the Dominator. And looking pretty strong again, despite that slow start. Went 0-2-0, now 0-2-3, so he's assisted in 3 kills, really bumped himself back up. And he is very much ahead of that Bat Rider offlaner. Only Misso threw onto the Disruptor, the kinetic field, to try and hold them in, but this is going to be a tier 2 tower down for the side of Vega. And again, not trying to defend the tier 2 tower, just letting it go. So this is the strength right now of Gambit. And Vega not feeling comfortable enough to want to fight it. You've got a Gyrocopter who's got the Hurricane Pike, as well as the Mask of Madness going in for the SNY. Oop. Shadow Shaman dies, and on this bottom lane area by the Shrine, they'll get the boat coming through, hitting on 3. Kunkka trying to get away. The dust is out. Should be a second. 5 heroes are here just to kill off the Kunkka. They end up getting 2 kills, evening it up at 10, taking out both supports from the side of Gambit. So switching from that, SNY will be the BKB for G. Weaver still going for that Diffusal Blade, and Abaddon, nothing queued up just yet, but at about 15,000, or 1,500 gold. Top again, G getting caught out, call down use, Age is going to be popped, the Ether Shock as well as the Shackles comes out, that Flame Break not going to do anything, and G actually caught in his own Serpent Wards. Obviously using those phase boots to get out. They take out the Sand King, they don't kill off G a second time, they do pop the Aegis however. They're still able to push on forward. Meanwhile, Plantimos back in base. He's looking for the SNY. He'll go after this last tier 2 tower that's standing for the side of Vega. Glyph is used, and they'll take out the tier 2. So now no more outer towers stand for the side of Vega. It's going to be tough for them to really go out and farm safely, or at least think that they're safe. As long as the warding is good from Gambit, I would be surprised to see Vega make any very aggressive moves. But as I say that, they go for the smoke, and they head over bottom, but nobody is there for Gambit. They're all over in the jungle. Abaddon taking that 6 armor. Weaver, meanwhile, has the mana break as well as the strength. Still going for this Diffusal Blade. And on the Gyrocopter, 3 flat cannon attacks, 25 damage. For the other side, these cores for Vega. Undershock, level 15 now, 30 attack speed. He's got the Heaven's Halberd as well as the Shadow Blade. They go for a tier 2 over bottom. Not going to grab it just yet, as posturing over is Gambit on the tier 3. So they'll posture up. The rotations will come out from Vega to try and hold. See if they're able to hold on this. They do have the Burrow Strike to work with, the initiation that they need to possibly get a good hold. And as they see this team rotate, Gambit will retreat, go to their bottom lane, and clean up the creeps there and continue to farm, possibly waiting for that next Roshan and Aegis to work with, going for those next couple of items. You want the BKB here on Gyrocopter. That's been finished off. Weaver as well, looking for the Diffusal Blade. Abaddon here with the Vlads as well as the Helm of the Dominator. 2,200 gold saved up. We'll see if he's heading towards a Radiance. For this side of Vega, Undershock, Heaven's Halberd, Shadowblade again. And the level 15, not taking a talent on that level. Blizzy, Blink, as well as the drums, looking for the 4-staff next. Sand King, he's looking for the 4-staff as well, has his Blink Dagger completed. And then Palantimos, level 17, 4% the unstable current, movement speed, 15 agility, BKB finish for him, and that is, in fact, at 10 seconds. Finish off this defusal on the Weaver. They're trying to find somebody on the side of Vega, but Gambit not going to find anything. They look over towards top. Sandstorm is out here from the Sand King, but they're not even going to go and bother with this. They're still just looking to maybe try and take out a core. They can shut down Palantimos. Might be able to push into that tier 3. Let's check the buyback status. He does have it, and if they force the buyback, that would be an even greater win as well. So again, G just continuing to farm up. He's got that BKB. Now going into the Butterfly. You take a look at Weaver. He's going to go for the BKB. These BKBs haven't been used on either side just yet. But you get another BKB here on the Weaver. He's going to be able to go around freely and really start raining havoc on the side of Vega. Got a very farmed Weaver, third on the net worth, a little bit behind Palantimos on the Razor, and above him, of course, is G, who's been farming well the entire time, as well as being 3, 1, and 5.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
East here on the Weaver, just trying to find somebody. They've got this nicely placed ward in the lane. Abaddon just going to look to push, as he has saved up 3,500 gold. It makes me definitely think that he's going to go after that Radiance. So, again, smoked up is the side of Vega Squadron. And not finding anything. Double damage going to come through for Gambit. Perfect timing for them. And Roshan not up for another 2 minutes. Showing himself bottom is G. You now know that DK is pushing over bottom, but he's got that Shadow Blade to escape the smoke here. And very close to their base is the side of Vega. They're looking to be very aggressive. There's the Blink with the lasso, bringing him in deep with the Dragon Tail and the Static Storm. It should be a kill on G. The rotation's a little bit too late. The epicenter on top. There's going to be the boat not hitting on anything. But hexed up as well as stuck in these Serpent Wards will be the Sand King. He's going to get very low. Zayak actually not going to drop the blink on forward. Weaver going to get low. He dies. Gem is going to be on the table. 2 dead. And no buyback. They also get the buyback coming out from G. He's forced to use that BKB. We'll get the gem back. They only take out the Batrider for now, which is a perfect win for Vega. They might lose this Disruptor. But that doesn't quite matter in the grand scheme of things. They kill off the Weaver, the Gyrocopter, take the buyback as well, and the Shadow Shaman. Wow, very nicely done by Vega. So even at 13, even in the net worth, and then we take a look at the experience, that's dropping down to about even. So 27 minutes into the game, and we're dead even. Sand King Blink as well as the 4-staff DK here. Now looking for a BKB, just about has it. There it is. And the Razor, 2,900 gold saved up. Let's see, Abaddon is going to that Sacred Relic and the Radiance. Oop. Sand King falling bottom as I readjust myself in my seat. Thank you very much. So that was, Weaver getting caught out with no BKB. The Dragon Tail coming in deep. They had enough lockdown on the Weaver to get the kill without even having that lasso for him. They also broke that Linkins to get the kill, so it just shows how strong Vega is and how desperately Weaver needs to get that BKB. It might really put Gambit off in fighting, but as I say that, they go for the Hex on Undershock. They continue to move on forward. They look for the kill. They've got the Swarm on him. The ward placed in deep. There's the Flame Break just to deter them from coming in. Undershock with this bottle, or with the bottle, is going to be brought back to about full-on health. So that pushes back Vega again. Gambit going to go into this Roshan looking for the Aegis and Cheese. They do take it pretty quickly with this Swarm. Trying to come over will be Vega to take this fight and take away the Aegis. Swarm still trying to be batted off by Roshan. And Vega nowhere to be found as Aegis and Cheese will go the way of Gambit. So they did smoke up. It looked as though they were going to go for that fight, but they don't, in fact, go into the Roshan pit. They give up the Aegis and Cheese. That's going to be Aegis here on G, Cheese here on to the Weaver. That opens up enough space, hopefully, for Weaver, for the side of Gambit, to get his BKB. While all that's happening, however, Blizzy going to continue to get farm. He's looking for Yule's Heart next for the Razor. Undershock with the AC after finishing off this BKB up at 10 seconds. So Vega looked strong in the last fight. They could look strong coming into the next fight, especially with the Weaver not having his BKB. Right now it's a 3,000 net worth lead for the side of Gambit, and they have no more tier 2s to go after. They just got to try and high ground, but they got to take that very carefully if they want to go in a little bit further. Meanwhile, Sand King shackled up. TP a little bit slow from the Kunkka. There's the X on himself as the Sandstorm came through from this Sand King. Burrow Strike trying to get away, but you've got enough space right now with the Blink Dagger to get away into the trees, and no TP, just needs to blink. 5 seconds, Burrow Strike, more space made, and he gets away. Over bottom, however, Abaddon getting a little bit low as there's 3 heroes here to try and go in, and nobody dying on either side. Sand King making a little bit of space, a little bit of pressure put on by Palantimos, as well as the Disruptor over bottom. They don't end up getting that kill on the Abaddon. And he's continuing to farm up at quite a pace. He's now almost even with the DK, as they've got now above that DK 3 cores after Palantimos on this Razor. So right now, Gambit working with a 4,000 net worth lead. Butterfly being built for the Gyrocopter. You take a look at the Weaver. He's going for that BKB still, which they desperately need to feel comfortable in these fights. They've got Abaddon with a Radiance into the Shiva's Guard. He's quite strong, now level 20, taking that 90 damage talent, hitting for 345 damage. After the slow start he has, he doesn't even have a kill to his name, but he has made up that farm big time, almost out-farming the Weaver. Just shows how much an Abaddon can do with space. And they're looking to posture up over bottom. They do have the Aegis to work with, as well as the Cheese. The ulti on Abaddon, it's going to be very hard for them to kill the side of Gambit on Vega. And they're ready to go in. They're ready to go in deep. This Lincoln's put on the G. There it is, going on forward. Homing missile thrown out onto the Batrider. Flat cannon used. Blue Lincoln's is going to be popped, as well as the Serpent Ward's placed down. They look over at this Abaddon, but again, he's got that Radiance to work with. Undershock hits away. There's going to be the Dragon Tail. He's got that Aegis too, so don't expect to kill him twice, I feel like. X comes through onto Undershock, as well as the homing missile and Torrent. They're still looking for this tier 3. Getting a little bit low is the Radiant side. They back off to the stairs for now. They're looking to come back, posture up. Let's see how well Vega can hold. Ward cleaned up immediately. There's going to be the X. Static Storm on top of G, but that Static Storm used for just the Aegis. They've got the lasso again. This is just for the Aegis. The Static Storm is gone. They've got the Aegis popped on G. What are they going to have to go after this Weaver? There's going to be the Epicenter rolled out, as well as the boat that's going to hit onto the Batrider. They'll get themselves at least one. The ulti pop by Abaddon, still continuing to make his way forward as BKB is going to be worn off on Palantimos. They've got 2 kills. The buyback from the Sand King. Rocket Barrage comes out on an Understrike. He's getting low. Double kill for this Abaddon. Burrow Strike hits onto the Force Staff away from Zayak, trying to get away from this team, but he's pulled back thanks to the X marks the spot. Triple kill for Abaddon. And it is the bottom tier 3 and the set of racks going away. Or at least I thought, but they've turned their attention towards Palantimos to get a kill there, and now the Rays are dead as well. There's the buyback from the DK as well as Palantimos. I don't know how safe they're going to feel still going into this fight. They don't have Elder Dragon Form to work with for 24 seconds. Eye of the Storm down for 5. They lose their mid-set Arax. Disruptor with the kinetic field. I don't really know if that's going to deter them from going to the top lane to clean up this tier 3 as well as the Rax. But they do start to retreat after taking mid and bottom. The glimpse is here onto Kunkka, but he's got the X to put himself back as well as the Glimmer Cape to get out of vision. Really need to be careful as Palantimos Undershot going in deep. Still 5 heroes alive and very healthy for the side of Gambit. So Butterfly picked up for this Gyrocopter. There's the Solar Crest coming out on the Kunkka. As well as now the Shiva's Guard here for the Abaddon. There's a quick pause coming through. I was going to take that pause to change the title, but not enough time for me. Change it in between games. Now you've got Weaver with a BKB, and how poorly that fight went for Vega. Gambit now with the BKB on Weaver. They're going to look really good going for this last set of racks.
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
Abaddon just so tanky right now. 316 damage, Radiance, Shiva's Guard. How do you even kill the Abaddon? Especially with that borrowed time. He's got 2100 gold saved up, and the Weaver now going for the Nullifier after this BKB. So they smoke up. They're going to try and wrap around and show the DK over mid. It seemed like they were defending, clean up these creeps very easily with the Elder Dragon form. Here comes the wraparound. Smoke's going to be broken. Force that forward by G. They try to break the Lincolns. They've got the Static Sword. It's not going to land on the Abaddon with the lasso coming through onto G. The X marks the spot onto Palantimos. BKB going to be popped. And now they look for more with the Torrent and the bow coming through onto Palantimos. He's got that BKB as well as the Weaver. They start to chase onto the side of Vega. Gambit continuing to come back in as they seem very healthy. Abaddon not even close to dead. Burrow Strike hits onto the Weaver, but he's not even close to falling. They'll take out one of the Sand King. Now they look for more. They've lost the Shadow Shaman. It's a 1-for-1. Borrowed time going to be popped. The X marks the spot onto Undershock as well as the homing missile coming through. They have the damage with the Torrent. Down he goes. Dead for 91 seconds, and buying back in that last exchange means he's got no buyback this time around. They'll push top onto this tier 3. Palantimos going to try and defend as best he can, but he doesn't have BKB to work with for 32 seconds, so they'll give up this top set of racks. They don't have Static Storm for as long as they don't have that BKB on the Razor, and with that, they'll call GG, and Gambit will take game 1 over Vega. So Gambit take game 1, pretty even for about 31 minutes, and then going straight the way of Gambit. Very great game from the Abaddon. Ended 4-2-6. Started that with an 0-2-0 run, then 4-0-6 to end the game. He's second on terms of the net worth, above the top net worth on Vega Squadron. Very well done for Gambit, and you see here, they start to break away about 32 minutes in, finish off the game quickly. Bottom and mid racks taken, then they double back, go for the top racks, and finish it off. And they do take this game very nicely, perfect to the T in how the game plan was written up. So 5-2 for G, 3-3 and 14 for the Kunkka, Abaddon 4-2 and 6, Weaver 6-2 and 10, and Gambit. They're going to look to finish off this series 2-0, and then in the off chance that Vega Squadron will come back from the drawing board and try to split it at 1, go to a game 3. But Gambit with the lead, trying to finish off this series 2-0. We'll be back in just a moment. I'm your caster, BCop, at BCop92 on Twitter, as well as my Twitch being BCop Casting. Follow me in all places to know when I'm casting, at all moments of the day, month, year, whatever. And we'll be back in just a moment with Game 2.